Good morning. I had to get some water. Happy Tuesday. Get myself organized here. Not feeling it right now. Stuff everywhere. Good morning, Michelina. You've reached our Mandala universes. And this is a lovely corner of the internet where we draw circles together. And it's really that simple. And yet it's created this amazing community of like-minded folks who have come to love and support and care for each other in real, tangible ways. And it's amazing. Elaine says, good morning, cutie pie. Well, good morning to you too. Are you outside? I always picture you on your porch with your blanket. Maybe you don't need a blanket today. It's supposed to be 65 here today, but I don't think it's right now. Oh yeah, right now it's 33. Michelina says, good morning, Kathy. Thank you so much for being here. Amy says, yes, thanks for being here. And Amy says, one more morning perched on my rocks. I wondered if you were still there. I would want to stay there a long time too. That was gorgeous. How did your Mount Whitney time go yesterday? Elaine says, I'm on the porch with my new curls. Is it working for you too? I put socks on my head last night, feeling amused. Oh, I thought you bought one of the things. Well, socks. No, I can't see that they would work the same. Amy says heading east later today. Yeah. And Amy says, Elaine. I don't know why those kinds of things never worked. Even when my hair was longer, my hair is really slippery and it just doesn't like things like that. Amy says, surprisingly, socks work pretty well. I'm having a hard time picturing that. Like, how does it stay in? Like, the thing that goes over your head makes sense to me. But how do you keep a sock in your hair? I don't know. I don't know. So I'm packing up today, packing to head to Portland tomorrow. For a week in Oregon, and excited to go see my mom and dad and my brother and Deb. I'm gonna spend the night with Deb on Tuesday and the day on Tuesday. I'm gonna work a half day and then we're gonna play in Portland. Elaine says the thing comes with my next trip to Target. I have wiry hair like Pippi. Michelina says the cheerleaders at my high school always use socks. And Amy says, the saunter up the mountain was so delightful yesterday. Views and peace for days. So after we ground, I have a great story to tell you guys. I'm so happy to share this story. It's not about a saunter, but so maybe we should do some check-ins, and then we'll do some grounding. So do you have a word for your check-in this morning? Elaine says magical rocks, Amy. I'm going to write down the date. It's October 28th somehow. And it is Tuesday, not Friday. And I'm checking in happy. I'll just wait for a few check-in words. Amy says checking in deeply at peace. Wow, that is hard to come by for a lot of people. It's amazing, Amy. You seemed deeply at peace when you were leading yesterday. Sorry that you can hear my swallowing. I hate that. Miss M says, yay. Oh, Miss M, I didn't see you come in. I'm so sorry. Hello. Yay for sauntering up the mountain, Amy. Yeah. All right. Well, Elaine says, I'm gulping myself. Yeah, I get really self-conscious when I know somebody can hear me swallow. It's just not a fun sound to listen to. And Miss M says, yay for new curls, Elaine. You have really thick hair, Elaine. I wonder if, yeah, you're not going to be able to get, I guess you don't need to get all of your hair around the thing. Just a little bit in the front is what Amy does, and it looks so good on her hair. Amy says, loudly sipping over here. And Elaine says, I've added a little slurp in there for you. Perfect. Okay, should I give it a good slurp? Oh my gosh, you guys make me silly. Okay, let's do some grounding. I'm going to read to you first. And then we'll enter our grounding space. So find that posture, that position. Just turn your focus inward and listen first to these words. This is titled To the Woman Who Cannot Keep Up. There is no keeping up, only collapsing into what matters, only letting some things go. The body rest, the wildness return, the river flows. And it is not failure to fall behind. It is a remembering, a rebellion against the insane machine, the sterile systems, the constant run, the gears grinding toward nothing. You are a woman built for slow depths, for forests and arrows, for natural cycles and raw creation, for guttural intuition, and unseen magic. I see you. And I'll just invite you to close your eyes and listen one more time to find the words that are meant for you in this reading. To the woman who cannot keep up, there is no keeping up. Only collapsing into what matters, only letting some things go. The body rest, the wildness return, the rivers flow. And it is not failure to fall behind. It is a remembering, a rebellion against the insane machine, the sterile systems, the constant run, the gears grinding toward nothing. You are a woman built for slow depth, for forests and arrows, for natural cycles and raw creation, for guttural intuition and unseen magic. I see you. And I'll invite you to take a pause in your mind and go to your gut. Go to that guttural intuition that maybe you've been rushing around and pushing down, holding in a box. What does that intuition say to you right now? You're safe here to open the box. To allow it some space to breathe. If you feel fear, put that in the box for right now. Because right now is just a moment to be with that guttural intuition, the unseen magic. You can address the fear later. Just be with it. And then as we go to draw this morning, I'll invite you to give space, give expression to that guttural intuition, that unseen magic that's within you. Ms. M says we're going to do a slurping grounding. Susanna, hi Susanna, I didn't see you come in either. She says, I am that woman who can no longer keep up. Thanks, this is for me. Michelina wrote out a couple of the lines. A rebellion against the insane machine, the gears grinding against nothing. You are enough, Susanna. And Letitia says, good morning, lovelies. Jan says, feeling uneasy about the future. Susanna says, thanks, Michelina. Hi, lovelies. Miss M says, hi, Susanna. Susanna says, sending love, Jan. And Elaine says, Susanna, you are resilient. Let me see you, Jan. Miss M says, collapse into what matters. And Amy's also sending Susanna some love. So yesterday, well, first let me give a little background. So I have 3 children by birth. And I'm fortunate to have a 4th, a son that came into our family after his father passed away when he was 17. His dad took his life, and it was a gradual kind of build up to where when he was 23 and his mom became very, very ill from years of alcoholism. He literally just relied on us to help walk him through that. And I get emotional. I just love this kid so much. And then she passed, and he has been our family ever since then. So family Christmases, and he calls me mom. Yesterday he called. His name is Connor, and he called me. He called me from his girlfriend's phone, and was like, "Hey, Mom, my phone's. I'm waiting. I'm actually at my house waiting for FedEx to get here because they're delivering a new phone. My phone's broken." And he texted that the day before with some pictures from her phone that time as well. They have friends visiting, and their friends have a little baby. And he texted me a couple of pictures of the baby snuggling in their bed with his girlfriend, which is very sweet. And this is a kid that said, I'm never going to have children because I don't want to mess anybody up the way my parents messed me up. And then yesterday he called, and I said, "Hey, what's up?" And he said, "Well, I'm waiting for my phone. Holly and our friends, this girlfriend, and the 2 friends that are staying with the baby, they just went for a hike. And I'm kind of trying to decide if I should just stay here and wait for my phone, or if I should catch up with them and propose to Holly." And I had no idea that he was even thinking about marrying this girl. I just kind of thought they were, the kind of couple that was just going to be together forever and end up with a common law marriage, because they just are kind of, they live in a tiny house with a composting toilet, and they're just kind of earthy, bohemian. Like, I just didn't think marriage was something that, a marriage certificate was something that mattered to them. And I just freaked out. I was like, wait, what? And he said, yeah, I've been thinking about it. And I just thought they're going on this it's a beautiful hike, and there's a really pretty view. And I thought it'd be cool. And I was like, yeah, it would be cool. And he's like, do you think I should call her dad? And I said, I think you should call her dad, if for no other reason than I suspect that maybe he feels that has the same thought that I have had, that you were never maybe going to get married. And so he did. And then they called last night, and he did it, and they're engaged. And I wonder, I can share. I think I can share. I know that it will just be oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. How do you just change your screen? Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to move out of the way and show you. Look at that. Oh my gosh. You guys. It makes me so happy. So I get another daughter-in-law. And I'm just beside myself. Yeah. so happy. And not that I wasn't happy if they didn't get married. I mean, I love them to pieces. It just feels like a huge like step in his healing to make a commitment like that, a public, like a very public commitment to someone that he loves, to trust someone enough to do that. It just, I'm just so happy for what it represents for him in his healing and his ability to love and to trust. And it's huge. And the way he did it, the fact that he's never once, because he will call and just, he's always like, can I talk to you about something? And so we talk a lot about stuff he's thinking about. He's never mentioned it to me. Not even once. Like, hey, I was thinking about marrying Holly. Like, never came up. So it's just such a pleasant surprise and such a happy, I'm just so happy. I think I'll feel the same way when my youngest decides if they're going to get married, because that will be a big step for them as well. So you know, some people, it's not a given, you know. And so then when the decision is made, it feels more poignant, I guess. I don't know. All right, let me catch up here. I've got a lot of comments coming in. Miss Sam says, I tend to write down the positive words I hear during our meditations. And also, Jan, I send you hope rediscovered. Elaine says, well, magical. The hummingbirds are hovering a foot from my head. Are they attracted to my sparkles, my curls? Like little drones. And Elaine is sending hugs to Jan. Miss Sam says, your aura is so sweet, Elaine. And Cheryl says, it looks straight out of The Princess Bride. That picture, I know, yeah. And Amy says, beautiful story. And Elaine says, my words too, Miss M, collapse into what matters. And Jan says, congratulations to all. Miss M says, my superpower might be collapsing. Michelina says, was not a given for me, and I had to wait for my mom to pass, and I had to be the one to ask. Miss M says, how heartwarming. And Susanna says, congratulations, happy for you. Yeah, it's so cool. It's 8:25. Yeah, Michelina, I think I knew that about you. And would you agree that it then becomes an even more, like, then when you made the decision, like, to me, it just feels more, like it was 100% a given for my other two kids. For me, like, it was like, all I ever wanted to do was grow up and get married and be a mom. But I would imagine when it's not a given, that then when the decision is made, it's, I don't know, it just seems like it would be more meaningful, more powerful To me, it was just like, this is what we do. We grow up and we get married and we have babies. Sam says, glad you made it work for you, Macarena. Susanna says, this is a magical group. I'm glad to let some major duties in my life, let go some major duties in my life and can be here almost daily. Susanna, that's amazing news. Oh, how wonderful. And I would agree with you. There is a lot of magic here, isn't there? $8.29. Nicolina says, it takes a lot to go against the belief I always held, and that stuff was not for me, or that I shouldn't. I wish I could have you over for a cup of tea, and we could talk more about that, because I just, yeah. Gosh, I love you guys. And Elaine says, yay for you, Susanna, love having you. And also, I'm off to slurp, gulp, and saunter. Thanks for hopping on with me this morning and letting me share my story, my happiness. Jan says, I watched a movie called Father of the Bride and understand how much has changed since I grew up in these ways. Yeah. Is it the newest one? I think Father of the Bride's been done 3 times now, maybe more. But I know there's the one I know is the Steve Martin one. Yeah. The Simpsons, thanks, Kathy. You're so welcome. Happy to be here with you. Love you all. Amy says the wildness returns. Thanks again. Oh, Jan says Andy Garcia is the father. That must be the new one. All right, friends. I love you all.